Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and I can hardly contain myself because I have wanted to make this video forever, and I'm finally going to. Why? I can't think of a better topic. This is one of those video topics you keep in your back pocket for a rainy day, and it's probably snowing outside, honestly. For those of you who are immature idiots and can't handle negativity, one, this is not the video for you, and two, I'm gonna publish other people's negativity in this video. Hey, by the way, FYI, the world's not perfect. Magic isn't perfect. Nothing is perfect. You know how it stays extremely not perfect and doesn't work towards being perfect? If everybody pretends nothing is wrong. You know when Hitler was taking over all of Europe and everybody's like, we probably shouldn't get involved. Yeah, he's like evil and psychopathic and he took over like 6 countries. But we probably shouldn't do or say anything about it or get involved. I'm sure it'll work itself out. Boom, Pearl Harbor. Then what did it take to beat Hitler? Frickin' D-Day. Arguably. Okay, we're not going to get into that. And I know some of you out there are like, did you just compare Wizards of the Coast to Hitler? To which I would naturally respond, have you not seen my channel? Netdeckers are Hitler. Social justice warriors are Hitler. Hitler is Hitler. I don't even remember what I all called Hitler. This is the most legit sounding comparison though. Oh, and in case your brain isn't wired correctly, I do also like the game, and about 80% of my videos are positive. Or at least neutral. You probably just see it differently in your stupid warped little mind because you don't like me personally because I don't like you because you're a netdecker. You're a pay-to-win piece of garbage and you know it, and don't like being called out on it, which is why you don't like my channel and start leaving passive-aggressive comments, which I then delete. So, grow up. Speaking of growing up, here are some business professionals that used to work at Wizards and for some reason do not. There's a lovely little website called Glassdoor.com where ex-employees can leave reviews of their former employers. It's some funny crap. Here, I'll give you like a couple seconds to pause the video because I think we all know you just left to go to Glassdoor.com and look up your own company where you work. Now, I'm not sure that they actually verify these. These could be completely made up. I assume they have like some sort of validation. I don't know. So these could all be nonsense. They could all be made up. I seriously doubt it because they sound exactly like what we see at Wizards. But I'm going to read some of my favorite reviews left by former Wizards of the Coast employees. Get your popcorn out, this gonna be good. Let's just start right at the beginning. They have a 3.2 out of 5, which is shockingly high. But then again, I just checked, and PayPal has a 3.7 rating. Just throwing it out there, random fun fact, totally unrelated to anything I just said. AstroTurfing product reviews is illegal. AstroTurfing your own company reviews, not 100% sure. Just throwing it out there. Well, now let's start with my review of Wizards. Not that I've ever worked there. The upper management is a bunch of idiots. None of them ever do anything, like get promoted, downgraded, demoted, retired, nothing. It's just the same old people. Anything goes bad with the game, there's no responsibility, nobody fixes it, nothing ever happens, and the corporate culture must just be sweep everything under the rug and who cares, we're all never going to lose our jobs. There's no accountability whatsoever. It would appear that they never bring in new people who are better at doing any job, basically. They just keep the same old people and keep making the same old stupid mistakes. Let's see if the reviews match that. Let's actually start with the interview difficulty, which was rated 2.8, which is somewhat average. Nobody had anything nice to say, it would seem, though. The interviewers were generally described as clueless, rude, unprofessional, wouldn't contact people back, just lost people's applications, basically couldn't even do their jobs. Now, as far as people who actually worked there, they said vertical movement is nearly impossible through merit alone, which, come on, doesn't that sound about right? It's fairly easy to move up with little merit and good connections. I mean, who didn't suspect that? Pay is below industry standard. Oh, saw that coming. Oh, here's a fun one. According to this person, they said that management made a push for current employees to leave good reviews on Glassdoor.com. So apparently sometime in the past their rating was way worse. Like a lot worse. So they had people go leave, we'll just say, fake reviews. Now, this next person gave them a 1 out of 5, and the title wasn't very polite. They said that the wild financial success of Magic has allowed Wizards to become complacent in every department, and that's led to a stagnation at the director level and above. Hey, I was right. Rather than rewarding success, Wizards rewards the obsequious. What the hell does that mean? Why the hell did they fire this person? Why didn't they have this person edit the damn cards or let him control the damn Twitter account? If they could spell the word obsequious, they could probably put together a paragraph. My God. Anyway, they said it's ruthlessly political, which, yeah, it's a total buddies club over there. I've heard that before I even went to Glassdoor.com. You know, friend of a friend, you know what I mean? They finalized it by saying, basically Magic's profitability, everybody does whatever they want. Nobody cares, they make a mistake, whatever, at least we're making money. Well, the game exploded, great. Now it's sinking, they're all scrambling, and they all suck at their job because there was no accountability for any mistakes made, because who cares, they're making money, yay. That is exactly what's wrong with Wizards. I don't even need to read on, but I'm going to because this is funny as hell. Now, the person, their only complaint was that there is extremely high turnover every single year, and they work there for 3 years. See, the idiots who should be fired stay there, and it's all buddy-buddy politics and who do you know, and the actually good people leave. Welcome to exactly what was wrong with my company that I worked at before this. I was there for 4 years, and we lost about 1/3 of the staff per year. And I don't mean they died or retired. One person, they had an overall positive review, and it sounds like actually the pros are quite good. Like they're really flexible with time off, they get great benefits, terrible pay, but overall like a decent workplace environment. It's just the whole company's structured like crap and management sucks. But this person said their only con was that they're slow to deliver digital results even with the many years of investment. Yeah, their digital department doesn't know what the hell they're doing, that's apparent. Okay, this next one is titled, Good Employees, Bad Management, Terrible Place to Work. Oh, and this guy says he was a senior in the IT department. You guys know my last job was head of the IT department. I was the CIO of another company, right? Not Wizards, though. Okay, if I can trust one review, it's my IT homies, all right? Over the 3 years that this person worked here, they don't recommend anybody work there. They have a negative outlook on the future, and they disapprove of the CEO. He even said again, another person, be cautious of the recent good reviews since management has, quote, encouraged leadership employees to add good reviews since they have trouble finding people who will work there. Good Lord. Just follow them on Twitter and you won't want to frickin' work there. They ain't gonna cover that up. He goes on to recommend that you just simply ask the Wizards IT staff how long they have been asking for the same old things to get fixed. He states that Wizards has the worst leadership and is the least professional company he has ever seen. Clearly, he has never worked at my old company. There is a group of inept managers and directors who have been there a long time and they can do anything they want without getting into any trouble. Called it. Seriously, I didn't read these ahead of time. I only read 2. The cons start with on this next one, HR is a joke, what do they really do all day? And honestly, that applies to every company in America. They say data-driven decisions. What does that mean? Actually managing people to high standards? Not really. Now, in the pros section, and this is ironic, stroke the ego of your local VP and you will get anything you want. You too can become a director by jumping multiple rungs of the ladder, but only if you are a man. Gonna take a while. I guess a woman wrote that one, and actually I don't think that's true. They're all like the highest chance you have of getting promoted at Wizards is probably if you're like a transgendered or like gender fluid, non-binary, identify as a kangaroo, and got a nose ring or something. That's how I'd imagine they'd respond very, very positively to. Next person basically just said lots of politics to deal with, and yeah, it sounds like that's what's ruining the entire company. No surprise there. Here's a fun one. I was waiting for this. Hasbro is squeezing the creativity right out of the building. Management is idiots and Hasbro is ruining the company. It's like I'm psychic. The next person simply said they're moving way too slowly in the technology department. Yeah, they are. I am scared to death over what the hell Magic Digital Next is going to be. On the next page, one of the big summaries is that people are like, yay, half-day Fridays in most departments. Woo! But the cons are backstabbing management leaders very secretive. You're expected to do way too much for the money. They tout culture and values, but they aren't actually in practice. And of course, the management completely tosses the values out the window and do whatever the hell they want. Kind of paraphrase that one. Next person, same thing, same complaint. Old blood runs through the entire company and sometimes has a hard time changing their ways. Yeah, fix the damn foils. Another employee said very lacking in digital progress and slow to change the old systems. I honestly am starting to feel like they still run Windows XP there. Actually, I don't think they even have computers. They're all just using paper and pencils. Actually, I don't think they have paper and pencils. I think they're using stone tablets and chisels. Instead of emails, they just use like those pneumatic tubes that they used in the 20s, which I'll be honest, those things are cool as hell. I would prefer to go with a message and send it across the office than send an email any day. Now, this next person brought up something interesting that makes sense. A whole bunch of the different divisions and teams do not talk, do not work together correctly, and that causes problems. That actually makes perfect sense. According to the summary, 6 different reviews mention something to the effect of senior management is very disconnected from the employees and the customer base. Yeah, a lot of them have been there for like 20 years plus. They have no idea what the hell is actually going on in the game. They just live in their own little world. Their ego's so big they think they can do no wrong. When they do, they just sweep it under the rug and they keep making the same stupid mistakes. Nothing ever changes. And welcome to Wizards of the Frickin' Coast, where they just stomp all over Magic the Gathering and ruin the game perpetually. There is so much better they could be doing if they even just looked at their competition. It's just maddening. You know, the funny thing is, you know how on Amazon you can spot fake reviews? You can spot some fake reviews here too. Some of these are so forced and fake and just like buzzword heavy. Oh my God. I'm not sure if these people made these reviews at the request of management or at the request of a gun to their head. That's hyperbole. I did not mean that literally. Obviously, this stupidly liberal of a company is anti-gun. Another person said completely rigid, inefficient infrastructure, nothing ever changes. Same as everybody else. He even said internal communication with the company is embarrassingly poor. So nobody talks to each other. None of the divisions work together. Same old, same old. They even say nobody in the building even knows how to run a meeting properly or keep it on time or make like an outline. They even said word for word, any Magic Online player or frequent website visitor can tell you Wizards is horrible at anything and everything digital. Now, here's the root of the problem, and I can identify with this as a professional programmer. Internally, they refer to themselves as a modern digital company, but they pay programmers next to nothing and expect long work hours when something breaks. MTGO's been broken for about, how long has it been out? Here's the thing I didn't expect. This shocks me. They insist on doing nearly all digital development in-house under these circumstances, dumping the occasional money injection into specific areas, blah, 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 blah. I really thought they shipped it out to some just low-balling garbage contractor out in India. I really did. So that's shocking, although it still doesn't work, so, whatever. The next person said the company struggles to understand software development and still approaches those projects with a 1990s tabletop game production mindset. Oh, for God's sake, Wizards, just hire me. I'll fix it by myself. Wouldn't be the first time I wrote an entire software suite myself and then, surprise, didn't have any problems with it. Another person wrote that the executive team has very little understanding of technology. I love this next one. He says it's a great atmosphere and great coworkers, blah, blah, blah. Probably a fake, forced written one. But the cons were IT support a little lacking. Yeah, that's because on the page before, that guy quit. He's gone now. Sorry. I am having way more fun with this than I should. Let's read a couple more. Here's another 1 out of 5 titled Toxic Abusive Management, No Room to Grow. Territorial, aggressive, domineering, I'm right and you're wrong mindset from pretty much all executive management. And most mid-level. It makes being anything but a desk jockey with this company an exercise in frustration and futility. They recommend that they hire someone to teach them how to communicate and be actual leaders because they're driving away people almost as fast as they can hire them. It's funny how everybody said the exact same thing. Here's someone who's been there for 8 years. As a tabletop company owned by a giant toy company, Wizards fundamentally doesn't understand the digital space and seems incapable of attracting or retaining the kind of talent that could right the ship. Also, I'm just going to add, because a couple people actually had this sentiment, they're in Renton, Washington. Now, as much as I hate Californians and their stupid California attitude, specifically Silicon Valley, pretty much no problem with the rest of California except for the government, there's still a lot more software developers that are actually talented there. It's funny, my state, Wisconsin, actually is huge on software development. Also, we make almost as much fudge as we make cheese. We also have a boatload of fireworks. A friend of mine was driving through Wisconsin one time, bottom to top, all the way to Upper Michigan, and he told me, I have never seen so many billboards for fudge, fireworks, and cheese. I kid you not, on the way to Upper Michigan one time, I saw one billboard for fudge, fireworks, and cheese. Totally dead serious about that. Unfortunately, Wizards is in Renton, Washington, which is basically the butt crack of Washington. I don't believe Renton was on my radar graduating from college as the mecca of software design. So I think they, instead of attracting the most talented people, attracted whoever the hell lives within 15 miles of Renton. Let's see, in my final class, advanced programming, before I got my degree, in that class, I would hire maybe one of the people. The other 95% are unhireable, untalented, not even good enough to write a basic program. By the way, I was also the head programming tutor at the college. Want to know a secret? Most programmers suck. And apparently some of them found a job at Wizards. And PayPal. You know, I read a couple more. It's really nothing I haven't said yet. Management's a bunch of bullies, incompetent idiots, don't know how technology works, nothing ever changes, meetings are boring and accomplish nothing. The company's structured like crap, nothing changes, lack of retention, everybody quits all the time. It's kind of the same thing. Lot of people like the half-day Fridays, though. That was in like every other post. Man, you gotta get out there and play some Friday Night Magic. Like, they got that down. One person said it's the ugliest designed office in all of Seattle, which is weird because it's in Renton, but I'll just assume that's part of Seattle. I have no idea. Just incompetent. Management sucks. Can never advance. Everybody's quitting. Nobody gets paid enough. Marketing sucks. IT sucks. HR sucks. Those were almost right in a row. Oh, this person's like losing their damn mind over Half Day Friday, though. Okay, it's been said, but I really like the phrasing on this one. Don't worry about doing a good job. Nothing is based on merit. You'll be judged on who likes you. Darn, I'm starting to feel like after Wizards has seen a couple videos on my channel, I might not have a shot of working there. Darn. I really wanted to move to Renton, you guys. Go Redskins. Oh, here's a new comment. They said, management will throw other people under the bus to, like, cover for themselves. That makes sense. I'm just going to read the title of this next one. Not a shred of accountability to be found anywhere. Oh, you spelled something wrong on a cardigan or on a tweet or on your website or pretty much everywhere? Oh, well, try your hardest. At my old work, somebody accidentally put a truck into a lake. A $60,000 truck into a lake. Scuba divers had to go get it. He is still with the company. I feel your pain, ex-Wizards employees. Oh, and all the people who said they hate the IT department as, like, you know, a representative for the IT culture worldwide, we hate you too. Stop downloading fantasy football toolbars into your browser. They're actually malware. Just do your damn job. There are some wonderful reviews even after this. Oh my God, is this hilarious. Nobody has anything nice to say unless it's a very painfully fake and forced review. Nobody wants to work there. Everybody's happy they left. It sounds like almost as big of a catastrophe as I imagined. So now you've got some all alleged insights from people who claim they used to work at Wizards, or still do. I'm not saying any of these statements are truthful or that they aren't all made up. I mean, that would be a long shot. So take it all with a grain of salt, but look at the results. Look at how Wizards has been handling MTG. Look at all the dumb mistakes they've made, all the stupid decisions they've made lately. This all sounds pretty plausible to me. So in general, I would not recommend you work there. I'd recommend you quit your job and start a YouTube channel. Oh, and don't work retail either with the general public. My God, you will lose all faith in humanity. This has been your awesome insight into the awesome world of awesome Wizards of the Coast and their awesome corporate culture. See you guys next video. Oh, and Wizards, what the hell? You haven't contacted me yet about my spoiler card. Like, you are sending me one, right?